Douglas Allen Bickford. It is the 10th of August, 2022, about 9:15 a.m. here Pacific Standard Time. Broadcasting live out of my 105-year-old house here in my hometown of Klamath Falls, Oregon. I am a self-taught psychiatrist, therapist, and counselor. I have thousands of hours underneath my belt studying the science of the mind. I do not have a formal degree, sitting in all the classes for 10 years, taking all the other stuff that you have to get to take to be a psychiatrist. But I have all the study of how the mind works. Millions, billions with a B, folks, have been emotionally, sexually, or physically abused all over the planet. So I specialize in emotional, physical, and sexual abuse because I am a victim of all three of those by my parents. I've taught myself how to heal myself. I can help you heal yourself also. That's why I'm offering you 1-hour therapy sessions 4 times a month to help you heal. And I can teach you how to heal yourself. I taught myself how to do it because of all my studies of the science of the mind. Okay. Like I said, there are billions of people that are in this, have been victims of emotional, sexual, and physical abuse. We will be going through this book one lesson at a time. You'll have to trust me as your therapist and counselor and psychiatrist. I can help you, like I said. It'll cost you absolutely nothing except for you got to buy this book. It'll cost you $16 on Amazon. It'll come right to your front door. Give me a call, 458-232-5238, to schedule your first therapy session. Okay? I am on Facebook and YouTube for absolutely one reason: to help you all attain and maintain a healthy mind. We can't attain and get a healthy mind until we attain and maintain a thing called self-esteem. Self-esteem is how you feel about yourself inside. It's also known as self-confidence and self-worth. Think of self-esteem as this, okay? We've all been in romantic relationships. You know, when you first meet that person, you have that good feeling towards that other person. You're on cloud 9, both of you are. You're bragging to all your family and friends. They're your soulmates. You're going to be together forever. You're never going to separate. This is what you're telling everybody, and then you're telling each other. That's a really good feeling. But what self-esteem is that good feeling towards yourself. Like I said, you cannot be healthy-minded until you attain and maintain self-esteem. So, Dr. Susanna McMahon came out with this book in the 90s. She's 73, lives in Madrid, Texas. Her doctorate is in psychology. She also has a master's in philosophy. She lives with her husband. You can't find anything about this lady. She's had thousands of clients. They would hire her and pay her big bucks to fix their unhealthy mind. She knew that she couldn't help them fix their unhealthy mind until she gave them a way to attain and maintain self-esteem. Every lesson in this book talks about how we've been trained and taught not to have self-esteem, not to have a healthy mind. So she knew nobody was teaching it back then. Now it's way worse with the social media, right? So she had to come up with a concept to tell her clients to do so they could give themselves self-esteem. Nobody can give you self-esteem except for you. Here's that very simple concept. You look at yourself in the mirror, you say 4 things. Say, I love you, I love my inner child, I'm worthy to be loved, I'm worthy to love. I am full of goodness. Those 4 things will give you self-esteem instantaneously in front of the mirror, daily instead of criticizing yourself. But you have to say it literally for the rest of your life to maintain self-esteem. It'll give you instantaneously, like I said, self-esteem, but to maintain it, you have to practice it. It's like lifting weights. You start lifting weights and stop, you have to start over from scratch. So you'll have to say those 4 things to yourself in the mirror daily, literally, like I said, for the rest of your life. The reason that she came up with mirror therapy, right, is because we cannot lie to ourselves in the mirror. It's a psychological event that happens in your brain, okay? It's very easy for you to get in front of the mirror and criticize yourself, whether you think or say it, because that's how you feel about yourself. That's what you believe about yourself. But you can't say good things to yourself in the mirror because, and those 4 things are a very good thing, because you can't lie to yourself in the mirror. Because you don't believe it about yourself. So for the very first time, you look in the mirror and say, I love you, and those other 3 things, right? You'll have to force yourself to do it. It'll feel very, very strange and awkward. Force yourself to say it beyond all that weirdness feeling. And just do it anyway. And then the more you say it, the more you feel it, and the more you believe it. That's how it works. It worked with me, and I felt very weird doing it the very first time. But now, I've been saying that to myself. I even say other stuff about myself all day long. More positive affirmations you say about yourself, the more positive you're going to get. Okay, that's the way it works. But I've been saying it for like 28 months. Okay, and I'm going to continue to do what I do. And the reason it's the absolute most important thing you can have as a human being to attain and maintain self-esteem. There's 2 things. You can't be content without it. What content means is to feel good about how, where, and what you are. It's also known as internal peace. There are 11 things that people are using to try to be content. There are all the social media, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and the list goes on. Drugs, alcohol, sex, television, gambling, food, religion, another person, material possessions, or money. Think about the drug high or the alcohol buzz, right? It's always temporary. It makes you feel good temporarily, but that good feeling always goes away, so you have to do more of the drugs or alcohol to get the feel good, right? The other 9 things are exactly the same. It's always a temporary fix. There's absolutely only one thing that's going to make you permanently content, give you internal peace, and that's to say 4 things to yourself in the mirror daily for the rest of your life. It'll take you less than 10 seconds. I love Douglas Allen Bickford. I love my inner child. I'm worthy to be loved. I'm worthy to love. I am full of goodness. That's how simple it is, folks. And like I said, the more you say it, the more you feel it, the more you believe it. The second reason it's so vital as a human being to attain and maintain self-esteem is we can't be loved or loved without it. So what happens is two people with no self-esteem will attract each other, okay? And then after that good feeling goes away, whether you're married or you don't marry, you get together, right? Start having kids and all that stuff. Then the everyday drama starts happening. And then that's when the fights and the arguments start. Cheating on each other, the drug and alcohol use, the lies, the name calling, getting in the car, going down the road. Can't get far, away from the maniac that you married or you're with. Then you're telling all your family and friends how terrible these people are to you. And that's after you bragged about how great they were, okay, when you first met them. So then, because of the relationship turned toxic, the two people will get a divorce or separate, and then they'll go jump right back in another relationship, looking to get that good feeling again, and the exact same thing will happen because you got in another one without self-esteem. The second thing that happens with people that get together with no self-esteem is they'll stay in that relationship forever, even though it's all done. There's no sex, there's no love. They call each other names. It's all a big joke, right? But they both know that it's done. They're not happy anymore, right? So at that point, it becomes a dysfunctional family, and then dysfunctional families create more dysfunctional families to the children, and then the children get in dysfunctional relationships with dysfunctional families. And then the cycle just continues down the line, right? And the very last thing, the reason they won't leave that toxic relationship is because they're being codependent on each other. They can't be alone. They don't want to be a failure. They don't want to be an embarrassment to all their family, friends, and church members. They're afraid to leave. They have nowhere to go, right? So they'll stay in it forever and just take the abuse. And the very last thing that'll happen with two that got together, no self-esteem, they'll just exit out of the romantic scene completely and just say, screw it. I can't find anybody to love me, and I can't find anybody to love. So I'm just going to be alone the rest of my life. But you can't be content, get internal peace without self-esteem. So they'll be just as miserable alone as they were in the relationship. And they'll use the 11 things to try to be content. Television's one of the big ones, right? So that's all the stuff that happens in relationships that people got together and no self-esteem. So there's a cure, there's a fix. My style of therapy, teaching you how to get a healthy mind. And the cure is for all participants in all those scenarios, and I'm talking to the tune of billions of people, folks, would say 4 things to themselves in the mirror daily without fail, and attain and maintain self-esteem. It'll fix a toxic relationship. It'll fix the person all alone out there that's using the 11 things to try to feel good by attaining and maintaining self-esteem. Then you can further your healthy mind by getting this book. All participants go through the many other lessons in this book that will further your healthy mind. And if you're in a toxic relationship and the other person doesn't want to seek change and want help, it'll give the person that wants change the strength and the courage to walk out on the abusive situation, the abusive relationship, the toxic relationship, okay? It works, okay? So I am going through her book, one lesson at a time, and here is that next lesson. Lesson number 5. Why is there so much pain? Life is full of pain. There is no place or time that has been without suffering. It is a fact of life that we're born into pain, live in pain, and die surrounded by pain. And even if we're not feeling pain ourselves, we are causing pain to others. The very nature of life creates the need for pain. There can be no life without pain, not as we know life. When this question is asked, the therapeutic answer is, however, not the philosophical one just given. What is really being asked is, why can't I accept the pain of living? Or, why am I so afraid of the pain? The doing model referred to in the previous question, which was the last chapter, does not teach acceptance of anything. Rather, it implies that everything can be achieved by doing more and doing better. It implies, number one, your destiny is in your control, and therefore you are responsible for what is happening to you and around you. Number two, if you are in pain, then you are doing something wrong. And number three, if people around you are in pain, then you must do something to help them stop the pain. The being model has been called the model of acceptance. Accepting is probably one of the most difficult tasks for those of us brought up and trained in the doing model. Accepting pain becomes a huge challenge, differentiating between necessary or acceptable pain and unnecessary or unacceptable pain is difficult and will be dealt with later on. Paradoxically, as soon as we can accept the fact that we cause pain, advertently or inadvertently, then we cause less unnecessary pain. I had to accept all this. This is what getting a healthy mind will do for you, okay? As soon as we can accept that we cannot change the pain of the world, which we can't, our pain is lessened. To accept the pain, knowing that you cannot and will not change it, and still do the best you can, is a task of a hero. To do the best you can for yourself, for the moment, while simultaneously knowing and feeling pain without becoming cynical, helpless, or paralyzed by the fear of pain is also the task of the hero. But to put your shoulders back, this is exactly what I've done. In fact, I said it to myself this morning. To put your shoulders back, your eyes up, and to march into a world full of pain without understanding it or needing to explain or justify your innocence is a superheroic task. To be a hero requires self-esteem and social interest. To have these, one must be able to accept the reality that life involves pain. And those four things to yourself in the mirror will give you self-esteem on steroids if you do it and you keep doing it for the rest of your life, folks. Guaranteed. Like I said, I can be your psychiatrist, therapist, and counselor. I can help you that have been emotionally and physically, sexually abused to the tune of billions of us. So more than likely, if you're watching me, it's happened to you too. Okay. Call me 458-232-5238. There are billions of people all over Facebook, all over the planet that have been emotionally, sexually, and physically abused. I can help because I am a victim. I've learned how to heal myself. I can help you heal yourself too. Have a great day out there.